3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter here. Got another review in the Real Spooky series for this year. I can't believe I reviewed this, but this is fun. So, Netflix put out one of their new interactive specials. It's, of course, along with WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. They put out one called Escape the Undertaker. So, I will say this. I, myself, am very happy the Undertaker's retired. If you watched the Undertaker's last couple matches, not great. The Boneyard Brawl or whatever, that last WrestleMania match he had against AJ Styles, that was okay, but I didn't think it was fucking amazing like a lot of people did. But honestly, they've done far worse with the Undertaker over the years, so I was kind of just like, alright, fine, whatever. But this is definitely kind of in line with that Black Mirror episode Bandersnatch and, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, as far as the choose your own adventure interactive aspect to this. And what I do appreciate about this movie, or this special, is that the New Day, Big E, Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, and Kofi Kingston, they are perfect foils for The Undertaker. And the plot in general, it is as simple as you could really expect it to be. It's even the whole... So, here's the thing. All this is the New Day shows up at The Undertaker's house, which looks like one of those houses that Vince never uses, and they just went, let's slap The Undertaker's logo on top of the house so that this is The Undertaker's house, which, whatever. But for being what is essentially a B-movie horror flick, or a horror special, this actually kind of works. And the big reason for this, that it does work, are the New Day. The New Day just have this natural charisma, and they've been together for, 8 years, something like that? New Day's been around together for a minute, and their chemistry just leaps off the screen. Big E, as I mentioned, our current WWE champion, he just won the title a couple weeks ago. He's great in this, and I could actually see Big E being one of those guys that, maybe a TV show or something would really help help him kind of break out more. I know he's got that Kickstarter that he did for that new animated show that he's a creator for. But yeah, Big E's charisma really comes through here. And there's actually one joke, credit to the movie, that made me laugh out loud. So if you are a wrestling fan, if you're familiar with The Undertaker, he's always billed from Death Valley. And there's this point where they're in The Undertaker's library, and Xavier Woods goes, Kofi, I think, goes, what's The Undertaker reading? And without missing a beat, Xavier goes, oh, the Dead Valley Times or Dead Valley Chronicles, and they all go, oh, because he's from Death Valley. And it's one of those dumb jokes that it's definitely an eye roll, but I really did actually laugh. And at the end of the day, I had a shocking amount of fun with this. Once they enter the Undertaker's house, when the Undertaker lets them in, Kofi, I want to say, starts calling him Take. He's like, Take, where you at? And Big E calls him Uncle Taker instead of Undertaker, which, again, good play on words, made me laugh. There are just those sort of moments in the special that kind of catch you off guard, and that's the best way I can kind of put it, is that it just really caught me off guard at points. I just went, oh, that actually kind of works for me. It's a step above, like, the best haunted house, in your town. Like, that's really what this is. Everything from, the spooky filters to, the spiders jumping out and stuff like that. I mean, it's very standard haunted house, fare. But the players involved do actually go ahead and inject more life into this than I actually thought. The New Day trying to get Undertaker's urn, it's just because they want to be more powerful. Like, that's it. That's the only reason that they actually want the fucking urn. But they at least throw in the whole aspect that the Undertaker actually is a sorcerer. Even though he is a sorcerer, it makes no sense why he would have a giant surveillance room where he could where he could watch everyone. I will say too, I understand it's part of his gimmick and he'll ever always be attached to the gimmick, but considering this is most likely, well, okay, I say most likely, but it will more than likely be one of the last things we see Undertaker do for a while, considering he is retired. But again, it's pro wrestling. No one's ever really retired. But you know what I mean. Seeing the Paul Bear footage cut for this Netflix movie, it's a little weird at points. It's a little weird. I'm not gonna say it's disrespectful or anything like that, but there's this. They show this painting of Paul Bear like really early on when the New Day are investigating up this staircase, and I actually went, you know what? That's a cool bit right there. You don't need, like, nice little tribute. Don't need anything more. And they go back to the Paul Bear well a little much, I think, in a way that I think you could have cut other footage of Taker just by himself. I don't know. For me, it wasn't enough to take me out of the special, but I just kind of was sitting there like, you don't really, like, you don't need to do this. But the Undertaker wants to go ahead and take the New Day souls, because apparently his souls that he has in the urn, which, again, they always kind of talked about that on TV. I actually appreciate them making it, quote, canon here. Taker flat says, I want to take your souls and that your positivity will help fuel the urn. You know, very hollow, notion, but honestly, for what this is, I went, you know what, fine, fair enough. But there's just some hilarious shit here. The Undertaker has that Ministry of Darkness throne where it's a giant T made out of stone, but Undertaker has this basically a trophy room where he has the old, WWE Championship belt there that he used to have. He has the World Heavyweight title. I actually laughed at that. I went, okay, they're kind of being a little, they are being meta here, but they're building an actual, some actual legacy behind this, some mythology behind this, which I went, okay, that's actually kind of cool. And when it does finally come down to the, of course, the final battle between the New Day and Undertaker, a lot of quick cuts. Undertaker, he's no spring chicken, and I will say, I think they do a good job of keeping Undertaker, kind of in shadow and stuff like that. But there are a couple close-ups of his face, and Taker's looking old. He's kind of starting to look like a catcher's mitt. So I'm happy, he's not wrestling anymore. But I actually thought the last fight, it was okay for what it was. The Undertaker has literal lightning come out of his hands when he when he punches a New Day, which I got some chuckles out of. But this is really very much intended to be that sort of B movie holiday special or Halloween special. And really for that, I mean, if I'd paid for this, I'd probably be way more harsh. But honestly, this is exactly where it needs to be. It's on Netflix. It's something you can watch. And I will say the interactive choices, as far as the ones that I made, I followed Big E most of the time just because Big E's one of my favorite wrestlers in all pro wrestling right now. But there is this point where you can basically, the New Day touches the urn and each member has to confront their biggest fear. And Kofi's biggest fear is being irrelevant and being the weak link in the New Day. And I actually appreciate the way they actually brought that up. I went, oh, that's actually kind of clever, because that draws on an actual storyline from a couple years ago where Kofi won the WWE Championship, but Vince McMahon was calling him a good B-plus player, similar to Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania 30 during that build. So I actually like the way they actually incorporated that into here. It was a nice little callback. I went, oh, okay. And I didn't notice any dead ends on my part. I didn't go through and do every single choice. I just did the ones I wanted to do, and I'm calling it good there. But apparently there are decisions you can make that are just dead ends, so the special makes you jump backwards, which, I mean, okay, that almost kind of defeats the purpose. It'd be nice if there were, multiple endings, but apparently there really aren't. So that's kind of a drag. But overall, though, giving my final thoughts, this was surprisingly fun. It's dumb. It's really dumb at points, but I actually did. I mean, cheers, too strong. But once I got to the end of this, I went, you know what? That was a fun little distraction for a half hour, which was better than I thought this would be. I can't tell you need to watch this, but if you're a fan of the New Day, if you're a fan of the Undertaker, you could wait. You could waste a half hour in a worse way. But I had fun with this, so I'll give this. I don't know. Shoot, it's almost hard to grade something like this. I'll give it a C. C's fine for it's a little too generous. I'll give it a C minus because it's not something again that you have to watch. But for a C minus for a cheesy B movie special, I think this is fun. So C minus. If you want to watch it, cool. If you don't, your life won't be you won't be on your deathbed going, "Oh, why did I watch Escape the Undertaker?" It's fine. If you don't watch it, you'll be okay. But everyone, Escape the Undertaker. Have you seen it? What decisions did you make? Let us know in the comments. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at jhunterrealpineapple. You can follow Scott on Twitter at Nearman1st. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at TheReal, that's REEL O'Neill. Don't forget to like both our gaming pages at The Real Pineapple and Real Pineapple Games. You can also follow yours truly on Twitch. I'm going to be hopping on there in the next couple of weeks and streaming Resident Evil 4. I'm really excited to see y'all. So that'll be happening soon. Please like that gaming page again so you can be up to date on when I am live. You can find me on twitch.tv/jhunterrealpineapple. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on SoundCloud, Apple and Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher and iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music, to name a few spots at The Real Pineapple. We will have more reviews coming up here for the Real Spooky series, including reviews for The Birds, Rear Window, some Twilight Zone episodes, as well as Scream, which I've only seen once, and I should rewatch that. But everyone, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support. Take care of each other. Get your flu shot. Get your COVID shot. Don't forget your mask. Take care of each other, and we will talk to you soon.